So the next speaker is Stephen Pamatmat. He's from class 1989. He's our incoming president. And he had specifically requested to share his format, but he has some out-of-the-box ideas on how we can perhaps enhance and spread the message to the younger USTMAAA graduates to join USTMAAA. Go ahead, Steve. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President. And for those who just met me, I'm Stephen Pamatmat, class 1989 from Texas, practicing interventional nephrologist. Well, first, I would like to acknowledge Father Pacola, our dean, and all the members of the board of directors. And actually, I was surprised how I became a president. But Kuya Joe Evangelista already described how to be a leader, okay? How to become a good leader. But for me, to be a good leader, we need members, okay? And that will be my main topic, okay? All right. Kuya Jerry Flores. Well, being a younger doctor, I have to be respectful and courteous on how we introduce our elders. Well, he demonstrated the statistics of the continuous decline of members. Okay? So that's why my primary platform for my one-year term as USTMAAA president would be increased participation, not only participation, but involvement of USTMAAA medical alumni members. Okay? There's a difference between participation and involvement. Then, increase the number of USTMAAA members. Alright. There are a lot of barriers to become an active member. First one, cost of participation. Again, earlier, we saw how much each participant costs to attend our convention. Second, donor fatigue. Third, generation gap. Unfortunately, there's an evolving gap between, I hate to say this, elders, younger generation. But that's the reality. We have different priorities. Elders would be thinking about retirement, their legacy. Younger generation, they're thinking about their family. Kids going to college. That's additional costs and expenses. Time. Like during summer, I try to call my contemporaries. They've been traveling with their families. Europe, Asia. Because time is a precious commodity for them. Next, declining acceptance of U.S. residency. Alright? It's hard to get in. Even though we have this program, observationship program, I'm sure it will help. But the reality, getting to residency nowadays is very difficult compared to our generations. Next, just like I said, family commitment. Different priorities among younger generation. And I could speak that for myself. You see, I'm here, my wife had to take care of our kids, okay? And Las Vegas is not a good place for teenagers to bring them. Next, change in professional career. Another reality check. Not all of us are practicing physicians. We have finished medical school in our alma mater, but the reality, because not able to pass the MLE or not getting to the residency program, end up practicing their treatment, nurse practitioner, or whatever, like physical therapy. So there's a change in their career, in their professional career. All right. 3 big proposals for me, okay? Bring USTMAAA to their home state. That's one idea. Second, organize USTMAAA Spring Reunion. So this is a different reunion compared to our national reunion during summer. Then the third one is open a separate USTMAAA brokerage investment fund. We need to invest, okay? And this is an inspiration from our founder of the foundation, Kuya Joe, and a very good vision, which we need to adopt with the USTMAAA. Remember, we have two distinct organizations, USTMAAA and the foundation. All right, what will be the objective of this spring reunion? Strengthen the connection between alumni and our alma mater. Opportunity for the members of graduating class to reconnect and celebrate the existence of USTMAAA, which may instill a sense of pride in the university. Reconnect with all friends. Relieve the excitement of medical school days. Forge new professional connection or partnership. You may not realize your colleagues, you've been a CEO of one company, not practicing, but you have good networking. Or what else? Some of your friends trying to find their pathway towards residency. And now you realize, oh, he's a program director of this hospital. All right, how about the organizing committee goals and responsibilities? Promote class-wide enthusiasm. Next, plan the reunion activities and events tailored to their unique class. Okay, because we have different ideas or different enjoyment what to do. Okay, so we need to tailor that. Encourage both reunion attendance and participation in the class week. Build an agenda that provides ample open networking space, more structured talk and sessions to appeal to the diverse goals. Because we have different goals why you attend a convention. Provide a welcoming atmosphere and create a specific event website. Okay? And I realize our current website is not user-friendly. So we need to evolve. All right. Recognize this. This is the city skyline of Dallas. Okay? Mark your calendar. Don't sit on the sidelines. That's why we need to get involved. The first USTMAAA Spring Meeting and Reunion to be held on April 28 to 30, 2023. It's just a weekend. Okay? And look at the venue. It's not a 5-star hotel. We're going to host the first spring reunion, Embassy Suites by Hilton Grapevine DFW Airport North. Okay? Dallas. I don't know if we ever hold any kind of convention in Dallas. However, there are a lot of, I would say, advantage of holding this reunion in my home state. Okay? We have a good, great, and big airport, DFW. This hotel, Embassy Suite, huge convention center. What are the hotel amenities? Imagine complimentary shuttle from the airport. Free ride. You don't need to hire Uber driver. Breakfast. Now you don't need to count, ticketing, who can eat breakfast. Everybody had complimentary hot breakfast buffet. You see? You can eat omelettes. That's one of the encouraging amenities that you could offer to the prospective attendees. Next, imagine complimentary manager's cocktail reception, free drinks, liquor for 2 hours, beer, wine, cocktails, and light snacks. Next, complimentary upgrade to all suites, Imagine your room, you can share your room with your classmates because it's a big room, okay? Next, those who are interested in fitness club. And the group rate that I signed, this is already a signed contract that I did with Embassy Suite, $176 per night, okay? All right, so the date, I mentioned, 28 to 30, and the target attendees are all UST medical alumni regardless of class. So the theme is not going to be a jubilarium, okay? This will be like a springboard towards the national event. So like those who would like to prepare for their dances, it's like more of a practice session in a way. And this is an opportunity, a cost-effective way to meet and gather. And you see our registration fees, it will be more inclusive. Tomasha MD, $400. Tomasha alumni, because we would like to encourage those who are not practicing physicians, 50% off, $200. Next, those in training, and actually I already spoke with a number of residents excited to join this one because you see the fee is very affordable, $100. Next, Tawan guests, Tomashan guests, I would say. Sorry for my sleep. Because of that. But Tomashan guests is because we would like to encourage a family event. Let your spouse, even though they're not a Tomashan, are welcome to join our convention. And the fee should not hinder them to join. How about the kids? Oh, young kids. It will be free, 12 years old and below. And we will hold an activity specific for a family night. Okay? All right. This will be, I would say, a proposed activity. Okay? Friday registration. Then we'll have the free cocktail reception offered by the hotel. Okay? So make sure to be there before 5. Okay? Then Saturday, again registration. Then you see the CME and business meeting, just half day. Not the 3-day, because I mentioned that nowadays with up-to-date internet, we get all free CMEs, okay? And most of us, those are practicing physicians, we attend our own scientific meetings, okay? And you can get really the scientific talk that you needed for your practice. So we're going to focus on maybe 1 or 2 CME talk, but we're not going to discuss scientific or medical things. It's more of what will be practical. Who knows how to become financially freedom, like mostly financial talk or practical things. Take care of how to save taxes, save from physician burnout. So those are just examples, okay? Next, we're a Tomashan, Catholic. So we always have a mass, okay? Hopefully, who knows, Father Cocoro may grace out his presence and even so. And then it will be dinner dance, okay? But dinner dance would be low-key, not like gowns. It will be just like a cocktail dinner dance. Free-flowing, okay? So, you remember, we need to lower down the cost, okay? And then Sunday, we will hold some sort of optional activities. There are a number of here maybe have strong interest in golf, so we will have a golf event. Some would like to have a city tour. So those are optional events. And obviously it's an optional fee, okay? Your $100 fee is not going to cover the golf or your city tour. All right, so that's about spring. Have you heard about white coat investor? Anyone? This is a fast-growing organization of doctors. And right now, it's almost 82,000 members in the United States. The mission of this organization is to promote financial literacy. Because during our medical school, or even residency training, we lack financial literacy. We don't have any kind of education. And remember, we're trying to solicit funds, donations, but if we are financially literate, then you could give more to UST. Right? You'll not be burdened, a big burden, especially with high inflation. So that's why a group of doctors, they organize themselves. The founder is Dr. Jim Dunn, who is an ER physician. And now it's a 10-year, after we just celebrated the 10 years anniversary of this organization in Arizona. I was one of the speakers. And it's grown more than, and we expect it will grow more. And actually, this year, I just want to share the honor I got from the White Coin Investor. I was awarded the Financial Educator of the Year this year. I spoke with like thousands of American physicians to share my financial knowledge. Might as well I have to share it to my kababayan, especially my alumni. So this is one of the treasures which Dr. Joe Evangelista would like us to share. My treasure of financial literacy, I'm going to share to Usman. Okay? Very good. So the knowledge may be priceless because it may grow, all right? Okay, so I mentioned earlier, one of my proposals is to have a separate USMA investment fund, totally separate from the foundation. We'll start from the ground up. We don't need millions or $100,000. I hate to mention this, but Tambo, I started with $1,000. And now it's almost $500,000 and we're towards the $1 million track. We don't need those because of the donor fatigue. We just have to collect small dollar donation, like grassroots, like the politicians. You need to encourage those members to be involved. They don't need to donate thousands of dollars, even $10, $20, but the collective funds that we could do for it, if we could invest efficiently and cost effectively, then we could reach our goal. So what will the goal of this investment fund? Finance the operational and convention expenses. You see I look at it, if we're going to spend 25, 30, or $30,000 dollars per year, it's not going to be sustainable. USMA needs to be self-sufficient and not rely on the foundation to operate the USMA.
Oh, wait.
Or
USMA has never, the foundation do not give money to USMA.
Exactly, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
the other way around.
Okay, exactly, that's what I'm saying. It should be self-sustained, which is good to hear, okay? But the purpose really is to be independent, okay? If they're spending that kind of money in operating the organization, we need to find something that can be self-sufficient, not rely on just the donation or convention income, okay? Then we could also support medical mission, and some of that would be scholarship program. Those are just goals, okay? It may change, okay? And now I realize we have a separate IRS number of USMA, which is good, which means it's an independent body or organization that they file their taxes separately from the foundation. And it's also tax deductible. Whatever you donate the USMA is also tax deductible, okay? All right, so what will be the proposed block rates? As you know,
Wait, correction.
yes.
Go back. The membership to the foundation is $5,000.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Actually, it's not even $5,000, it's $1,000. You're a member of the foundation. You become a benefactor if you're a $5,000 donor. If you are a $25,000 donor, you become a permanent member of the board.
I see. Thank you for the clarification. Yes.
Stella, excuse me, before the 25,000, if you are in your personal, if you want to be a permanent board member, not representing an organization, we should donate 25, like I should donate 25,000
Okay.
to be
That's correct.
Yeah.
A class, a chapter, or an individual can become a permanent member of the board by donating $25,000. It could be, as I said, could be a class 65, class is 68. If you want to be an individual member from 1,000 to 5,000, you are an individual member. If you give $5,000, you become a benefactor, and your name will be etched in the Wall of Honor in the UST Medicine Building, there to remain in perpetuity. I think for legacy purposes and maybe to show your
Is there still a wall of honor?
Yes,
Oh,
there
yeah.
is. Yes, there
I
is.
hope they will not remove that.
No, that's never gonna be removed. If the USTFMS transfers, we also transfer. I'm
In fact,
sorry.
it's much better, it's modernized. It's
It's in the lobby now of the UST Medicine Building.
Put the tree of life.
The Tree of Life, we're gonna put it back. What happened to I'm sorry to divert for just
No
a
problem,
minute.
yes.
Let me just answer that. That's an important question. The Tree of Life were donations of $500 and up, individual donations. So each one who donated $500 had a name in place and a tree and a leaf. When they remodeled a part of the outpatient clinic, they removed the Tree of Life because they painted, I don't know the real story, but it's not there anymore when we went there. And I asked the late Miss Isadore Lee, she said, oh, it was broken or whatever. I said, well, you have to put it back, And so Father, I don't know what happened because nobody can tell me where it is. But if it's somewhere, please put it back. If not, we will just go ahead and replace the Tree of Life. We'll pay for it. Doesn't matter. But I think it's important that it goes back up.
Yeah, Dr. Estela made an inquiry through an email regarding the Tree of Life. And I asked my director for administration to look for it. About 2 weeks ago, before flying here, we were able to finally retrieve it. It's in a stock room by the first floor of the UST Clinical Division. But the problem is that because of the flooding and improper storage, all the names, including the Tree of Life, it's actually broken.
Okay.
So there's no way that we could put it up again unless we make a new one.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I have to make it clear that these things happened during the past administration. I have to keep referring back to them. And we all agree that we are not bad-mouthing anybody. It's just the reality. It happened during the previous administration, and my hands are tied. I could not do anything about it unless just to move forward from it.
We understand, Father. So basically, there were also other plaques that were removed. But trust me, we are going forward. We want to replace all those plaques. Like USTMAAA Tri-State renovated the emergency room. That's going to go back. USTMAAA Tri-State chapter during the time of Angie Haurino. The emergency room, the surgical lab, the surgery center was also renovated during, USTMAAA Midwest, I think. But anyway, we will do our best to replace all those plaques that were removed, and we will put them back. And you can tell all the members of the other classes who complained also
Sir,
Yes,
one
Lord.
more question. I'm glad you are here, Pamatmat. How do you reconcile the visionary year in this board with the culture in the Philippines? One good example is the cardiac cat. We envision that you will be the first one to have a cardiac cat in the Philippines, and this was in 1992. We donated, I came home to the Philippines, gave $10,000 seed money, then George Garcia, I think, gave $80,000 and the foundation $200,000. Our vision was you open the cardiac cat to anyone who is properly credentialed, board certified, because cardiac cat would bring money to the hospital. What did you do? It was controlled by one person. One person who never donated, who didn't bring enough patients, and what happened? You lost money. So how do you reconcile the vision here with the vision in the Philippines with your culture?
Okay, Dr. Bill, Father Factoro will answer that in his report. Okay, it will be answered, he promises. Okay, Steve, let's finish.
All right. Well, thank you for clarification,
Yeah.
and I apologize if I am being a new member of this group. But my point is this. I'm going to propose a separate brokerage firm for USMAAA. Okay, it's quite different from the foundation how they manage their investment. I see with the foundation we have the Raymond James. My proposed brokerage would be Vanguard. Market cap, Raymond James is a publicly traded company, so they have at least approximately $19 billion cap. Vanguard is a private one. Okay, you cannot own Vanguard. You cannot buy a share of Vanguard. But the asset under management of Raymond James 1.18, but Vanguard has a $7.1 trillion. You may not realize maybe your 401k, Vanguard is managing your investment. Then they have a different philosophy in terms of investment strategy. Raymond James is an active management. Vanguard is a passive management. Okay? And I will explain the difference. How about advisory fees? Because they're active management, advisory fee will be 1% at least. But Vanguard is not, 0. Alright, so what would be the investment policy statement of USMAAA? Time horizon, also in perpetuity. Okay, we're not going to withdraw any kind of capital investment. The third objective would be long-term capital appreciation. How about the spending policy? Only dividends will be disbursed. Asset class. This is quite different in terms of allocation. Equities will be 80%, fixed income will be 20%. Investment style, just like I said, passive investing, brokerage firm, Vanguard, fees, free commission, all advisory fees will be donated to USMAAA. So there's no overhead expenses in terms of managing this part of the fund. All right. What is Vanguard? Are you familiar with Vanguard? The founder is Jack Bogle. Okay? And this is a famous quote from Jack Bogle. Don't look for the needle in the haystack. Just buy the haystack. Okay, it's a very famous quote. It was founded in 1975, and just like I said, currently by 2021, asset management would be 7.1 trillion. Vanguard is owned by the funds themselves, with each fund contributing a set amount of capital towards shared management, marketing, and distribution services. You may realize you cannot see any branches, local branches in your home state of Vanguard. Everything done electronically through internet. Okay? Next, the main thing about their strategy is index fund philosophy. Alright, so this is the proposed one. You're just going to allocate into three: stocks and bonds, and then cash. So how do we allocate it? In stocks, we'll just choose US companies, not international companies. And then two major index funds will be the total stock market index and the S&P 500 index. So why two equities? One equity, like the total stock market, the purpose, anything that invested here, all the dividends will be reinvested to buy more shares. So it will continue to grow. How about the dollar amount with the S&P 500? The dividends earned will go to the cash, and that will be the part that we could use to fund any kind of, like, the operation of USTMAAA, or if you want to sponsor a medical mission. Now, how about bonds? We will select two types of bonds. One is the total bond market, and the other one, because remember, with the high inflation, we will allocate a portion of the cash to a short-term inflation-protected securities. Okay? This is very useful, especially those who are the retirees, okay? Should be part of your portfolio if you're in the retiree stage. And then cash reserve will go to the money market fund. Okay? It has higher dividend compared to just in a check or in a CD or cash. Cost. That's very important. We always think about cost. So let's look at the cost of these index funds. Remember, we're just going to select 4 index funds. 2 for the stocks, 2 for the bonds. So total stock market index. Remember, this one index fund, it has already a well-diversified stocks, including large cap, mid cap, small cap. When they say large cap, large companies, small companies, small cap. You see the net asset of this one index fund? $1.2 trillion. This is the world's largest index fund. So, I know everybody's scared now when the market is down, but educating yourself, you will be more confident in investing. Okay? So, what's ER is the expense ratio. How much does it cost to invest in total market index? It's 0.03%. It's just 3 cents per thousand. And now imagine one index fund, you already invested, it's a collection of stocks of more than 4,000. Remember, one index fund, you already own more than 4,000 of stocks. All right, how about the S&P 500? This consists of just large companies. There's no small companies. How much is the net asset? $763 billion. And then expense ratio the same, and then more than 500 companies. So one basket of S&P 500, you already have 500 stocks. How about bonds? Bonds is just providing you fixed income. So any dividend earned with the total bond market will go to the cash reserve, and that's the one we're going to spend and utilize for our projects. You see, it's more than 200 billion, and then expense ratio is like minimal. And you see how many bonds in one index fund? More than 10,000. So, and the fourth one, see, it's a simple investing. It's a short-term inflation protected securities. This is government securities. That's why it's protected. You see, if the government promise you to pay something, what they will do is to raise your taxes. And that way they'll get back your capital investment. That's why it's protected, because government, they're free to increase your taxes, and you have nothing can be done, okay, to pay their investor. We are the investor in a way. But then they will have quarterly dividend. You're going to have dividends. Again, that dividend will be transferred to the cash reserve. All right, so what are the top 10 companies on these stocks? For the total stock market index, you see almost the same. You will already own Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, including Tesla, and you see NVIDIA, and the same with S&P 500. These are the largest trillion-dollar companies. So how can you get wrong with that? You have fully capitalized index fund. So if the market tanks, I mean, you're still going to earn dividends. That's the key. Continuous and dividend recipient and distribution of all this index fund. And now, this is the latest study between active investing and index fund investing. You see the growth of index fund? It's now, by the year of this year, they already overtook the active investment. This is the legacy of Jack Bogle, a strategy of cost-efficient indexing strategy of investing. Why? Because of the costs. They're not paying any hedge fund manager because it costs a lot. If, for example, I'm retired, now when the market is down, if I have an advisor, I still have to pay him. Sharing my dividend with my advisor costs me a lot. If I could just choose 4 index fund, it's just like depositing your money to a bank and let it grow and you just receive your dividend. Dividend only without paying any additional overhead. Everyone thinks we need to think about overhead expenses. And then this is my last slide, famous quote from Warren Buffett. The best thing to do is buy 90% in an S&P 500 index fund. This was during his annual shareholder meeting just recently. Thank you.